Question 14. So the question really looks like we're integrating between limits 3, 1, got x squared ln x over 3 2x plus 5. Right, okay. The first part is telling me to use the trapezium rule. Now, all the trapezium rule is, so just from your formulae book, that's all. So if we've got 3 in 1, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to substitute in the values. So if we've got some function y that we're working with now, it's approximated by this. So it's half multiplied by the width of each strip. So in this case, it's 0.5. So half multiplied by 0.5. And then it's the first one plus the last one. So 3 plus 2.2958. I'm going to do that. And then we need to add to that. It's 2, you get 2 lots of these parts in here. Trapezium, it's just made up of lots of trapeziums underneath. So you're going to get 2 of these. So we're going to get 2 multiplied by these numbers added together. You could go and do them all individually if you want to, but it's a lot easier to do it like this. 2, 4, 2. Again, you're just going to pop this into your calculator and then work it out from there. So we work out the answer to this, and then going to multiply it by half, because that's the width of the strips, and then multiply by half again. Right, remember it is in the formulae book. So if you work that out, it comes to 4.39, and it does say down here about leaving your answer to 3 decimal places. So 4.393 to be exact. Right, now part B says explain how the trapezium rule could be used to obtain a more accurate estimate for the area of S. Well, we could just use more strips basically. Have a smaller value of H there. Okay, so that would be easy around that part. Right, now part C. Now part C, we need to actually integrate this and find an exact solution. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. So we're now going to try and integrate this just here. Now the problem, the bit to be integrating that's the issue, is that bit just there, clearly. That's not a problem, that's not a problem. Obviously it would just be between limits of 3 and 1. So let's just focus how to integrate just this bit. If this was the question, if I had x squared ln x over 3, and we wanted to integrate that, what would we do? Well, it's by parts. And again, hardest thing is probably just recognizing it. Again, it's in the formulae book. Try and have the formulae book with you when you go through questions. DU, don't quite know what happened to me, little sign just there, never mind. Right, okay, let's just work out what's what. So we've got U, V, du, dv. So we've got 2 things multiplied together. Now, you need to try and decide which one's going to be which. All right. Now, the one that I kind of put in first is I put ln x in, because I can differentiate that. It gives me 1x. I want to avoid having the ln x over here where I have to kind of integrate it again, because otherwise I'm not really making any progress. And then dv would be x squared over 3. So therefore v is x cubed over 9. Right, now we just piece all this together. So if we piece all this together, what have we actually got? So just substitute these values in. That's all we're going to do. So we've got the u, so we've got ln x, and then we've got v. So we're going to multiply that by x cubed over 9, and then we're going to take away, and we're going to integrate v times du. So we've got x cubed over 9 times du, which is 1 over x, and that's with respect to x. So that's going to be x squared over 9. And if we integrate x squared over 9, that's going to give me x cubed over 27. So look, we've got it. Okay, now that's probably the hardest bit of the question, is that part. Now we just need to piece all of it again, just piece it all together. So we know the answer to this part here. So now let's try and write down everything. So we know that's this part. So let's write out what we've got. And don't worry about trying to simplify stuff. Let's just write what we've got. Now integrate this. So we've got minus x squared, or 2x squared over 2 if you prefer, and then plus 5x. And we know it's between 3 and 1. So let's just put in those limits now and just write the whole thing down. Again, don't worry about trying to simplify as you go. Just write everything down, and life is just so much easier. So we've got x cubed, so that's another 3 cubed over 27. And you'll see why they've given us the values of 3 and 1 as well. 3 squared plus, I don't need to think, I will do that one, 5 times 3, that's 15, isn't it? And then we're going to have take away, so we've got 1/9 ln 1. Now remember to reverse these signs because we're taking away all of this again. So now we've got a plus, so 1 over 27 plus 1, and then take away 5. So now we can do anything obvious there, all right? So what do we get just here? Well, 3 cubed over 9, so that's 27 over 9, so that's going to give me 3 ln 3. I'm going to take away 27 over 27, so we're going to take away 1. Going to take away 9, going to plus 15, and then what do you get here? Well, what is ln 1? Ln 1 is 0, so actually that's not going to be there, so I don't need to worry about that. 1 over 27, and then I'll just put take away 4 at the end. There we go. Ln 3 times 3. So that's going to be this 3 go to the power just in here. Okay, so we've got, so let's just see what numbers we got. We got minus 10, minus 14, so that's going to be plus 28 over 27. And then we've got 3 to the power of 3, so ln 27. And there you are.